So now we're clear on what the strategy is and how we trade these matches. What we now need to do is to focus on finding the matches that are suitable for trading the third set winner. And as we say, the favourite only wins about 54% of the time, and that's not reliable enough to make a decent income from this. Now, if you haven't done so already, I would suggest looking at the lay first set winner course, because what we're about to go through now in terms of player performance and how we assess it has been covered in more detail in that course, and rather than just replicate it, I'm going to skim over some of the areas where you need to look. To be specific, we are looking for matches where the favourite, and not the opponent, the favourite has a good chance of winning the third set. And what we need to do is we need to first of all have a look at see how well the favourite played during the first two sets. We also need to understand what their ranking difference is, because that has an important factor on the outcome. In any recent head-to-head matches, did the favourite win most of those matches? And ultimately, are the odds worthwhile? We talked about the odds going up for the favourite if it gets to one set all, but even so, if they started incredibly low, then they may still not be worth your while. Let's have a look at assessing the favourite's play during the first two sets. And as I say, this information is identical to the player assessment slides that we did in Lay the First Set Winner. We're looking at service games won and return games won, break points saved, break points converted, service points won and return points won, as they are compared against their year-to-date averages on the ATP WTA websites. So the aim here is to find the data, in-play data for the first two sets on the favourite, and what you're looking to do is build your confidence in the favourite winning the third set. And that's really down to the data that's presented in front of you. If you've managed to see the first two sets, how well was the favourite playing? Are you comfortable? Are you confident that they've got their mojo back? If they lost the first set, for example, have they stormed back in the second set? It really is a confidence factor for yourself. There's no one stat here that can say if this is greater than or less than this, then do that. That's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at the critical performance data, the service games won, the break points, the service points won, everything, to really give you a sense of how confident do I feel that the favourite is going to go on and win the third set. So where do you get this information from? Well, the in-play data is both in Betfair and flashscore.com. Flashscore.com's got a more comprehensive set of data than Betfair, I find anyway, and the data needs to be compared against the average year-to-date data, or rather the annualized data that's on the ATP or WTA websites. You're looking to get data to give you a sense of how well did the favourite perform in the first two sets, as opposed to how likely they're going to perform in an average match. We also need to look at the difference in ranking between the two players. This has quite a major impact in longer matches. The reason higher ranked players have the rank that they do is because they are consistently winning matches, and a lot of those matches are not going to be two sets, they're going to be three sets, and it proves that they can turn around a difficult situation or sometimes a losing situation and win. And the ranking reflects that. So what we're looking at here is a difference between the two players greater than 50. So for example, if a ranked player of 15 was playing someone at 70, then that would be considered a good match to trade. The ranking information can be found at the ATP website for men or the WTA website for women. Looking at the data on something like flashscore.com, you need to look at the recent head-to-head matches between those two players. Now, that's not always possible because they don't always play that often. And when I say recent, within the last 2 years, I think is helpful. The aim here is to give you the confidence that the favourite can win the third set, because in previous head-to-head matches, they have done exactly that with that opponent. It's just really a confidence factor for you to think, yeah, if I believe they can do it, then clearly they believe they can do it. And finally, are the odds worthwhile? We've already said that the odds for the favourite should be higher at one set all, and mostly they are, but then that's not always the case. So it allows you to get a better price on the favourite at one set all. So if they're higher than they were at the starting odds, that's good. but the payout needs to be worth your while. And really only you can decide what that is. I would suggest that you're looking for a minimum return on investment of 50%, so the odds shouldn't be less than 1.5. Again, you know, if some strong player like NADAL has gone one set down against an outsider, come back strongly in the second set, their odds may have only, you know, be drifting about 1.3, 1.35 or something like that. And really that's up to you. If you think, well, yes, it's a done deal, Nadal's on a storm here, he's just going to win it, then fair enough. So it's your decision, but I would suggest, just because over time you're not going to win all of these matches, you're going to have to accumulate losses, and to give you that room for making losses against your profits, I would suggest that you look on average of achieving more than 50% ROI. So in summary, we need to assess the 2 completed sets and decide how confident you feel about the chances of the favourite winning the 3rd set. And then, using the odds, calculate how much money you could win or lose, and you decide if it's a worthwhile trade.